My brother, he is in a very hard place for me to like look at him, and I'm very scared for him. And he says that he's a Christian, but he's just living a totally irresponsible lifestyle. And I'm trying to like help him, encourage him as an older brother in the way that he should go. And I'm trying to like encourage him towards a higher, more purposeful lifestyle. He's bordering on nihilism at this point. Like he's drinking alcohol at 16, and he's all over vaping like a lot of Gen Z is. But um, when I ask him, it's like what why are you into this stuff, and why do you spend all this time with your friends and waste time like that? And he says, well, you know what? Jesus is the world probably ain't gonna be around long enough for me to be 70, so what does it matter in the end? And so that's his mindset. And I'm trying to like help him. I don't know how to get him to want um what he doesn't really want. And then how that relates to what you've been talking about is you were talking about like a higher lifestyle and cutting out things that you tolerate. And I'm trying to make a connection between like how can I help him with that, and is that even too much for him? I guess that's what I'm thinking.
Totally. What if we asked a slightly different question? Because your question is good because it's where you are. But what if we asked a question that could actually help you 10x yourself? So instead of trying
Hmm.
to help Mark, which is
Yeah.
2x, and trying to double your efforts, double your prayers, double your energy on him, what if we said, what would need to happen for David to live a life that others are insatiably drawn to? Everybody wants fruit. Everybody wants to drink from the well. Everybody wants Jesus, dude. Everyone. If we represent him
Hmm.
well, they'll want his body too. So, what would it look like for David to go all out on his own life where Mark starts asking questions? Dude, what are you doing? Where you don't preach Jesus, you live Jesus. Where you let him have his cake and his pie, and you let him eat, and you let him go to his swine, go to his pig's trough. Because when you are able to unconditionally love someone with your best when they're at their worst, and he gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, he's going to run back. And that's what I love about the prodigal son, is it really should be about the father's love and not the son's poor choices. But unconditional love, like the father is not in a hurry. Here's something to realize. You're young, your brother's younger. God's not in a hurry. He's not in a rush. As crazy as it sounds, like in the story of the prodigal son, like this might be your staple. He let the son go, not knowing if he'd ever come back. He was not in a hurry to be like, and you didn't say that the father was there just outside the pig's trough in the prostitute station in that other town. So when the son was ready, it's like love is not needy. Let's just hone in on that for 1 second. Love is very, very, very secure within itself. Your brother's got a long, beautiful life ahead of him, even if he doesn't see it quite yet. And the Lord is not in a hurry or in a rush with us. He goes at our own pace. And so I would really get curious about the part within you that feels threatened about your brother living the way he's living more than anything, honestly, because I want you to feel so set free. Like I'm a father, I got 3 kids. I don't want to be in fear about where they're going to end up. That puts me in bondage. Them and embrace them. Like for example, here's a smaller scale, but really funny and real life example. Both our boys, we got 2 boys and a girl, have pretty long hair. Our 2-year-old has the longest hair, and then the 5-year-old it's been like really shaggy, like getting really long, can almost be in a pony. I'm growing mine out too. So it's coming next. I'm with the kids last night. My wife's at the gym. One kid's hiding in the car. One kid is crying on me, refusing to take a nap. And then our 5-year-old's like crying in the corner of the yard because he can't catch a lizard that there's like millions of here, and he wants me to help. And so he goes into the kitchen, goes into the house, and he comes back out. Like 30 seconds have gone by. I'm just trying to tend to the other kids who are crying, and he's not crying anymore. He's got a big smile on his face. I was like thinking, why are you all happy all of a sudden? You're just crying. You know what I see? Dude snipped all of his bangs off to being like a 1/4 inch long. Gave like a Lord Farquhar haircut from Shrek. Google it if you don't know what he looks like. Hysterical. Just madness. And I was thinking, dang, I was literally just telling someone today how much I love your long hair. But because I care about my 5-year-old more than I do his hair, I laughed about it. I was like, wow, you gave yourself a haircut. Tell me about that. And he got to talk about it or say nothing because he's a boy and he's 5. And it's just where he was at. My point with that is I got to see him make a mess and be like, oh, that's actually really cute. You did your best to take care of yourself. I would have done it way differently. If you wanted to hit your hair out of your eyes to catch a lizard, you could have just asked for a hat. You could have asked me to give you a haircut. I can't work with that haircut. We're almost going to have to buzz it all off now. But you know what I chose to do? Let him relish. I'm not cutting his hair. It looks stupid, but I'm going to just let it be and be like, yeah, he gave himself his own haircut. He's proud of it. I asked him if he wanted me to cut it. He said no. I was like, all right, we're leaving it. So my point is I had to quickly wrestle within myself, David. Why is him making a decision against what I would want ruffle me so much? That right there is a very, 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 very powerful question. And my question to you in the same light is your brother is cutting his hair off, metaphorically speaking, and he doesn't have the bangs that you want. And the question that I'd have for you is why is that so important to you that he looks the way you want? Now, of course, you can get into all of the things about you care, you love, and all this, but it's like kids need to feel permission to make messes and know that it's not high stakes. And you're probably the last voice that he needs or wants in his life of someone telling him that everything is high stakes. I've never helped any one of these guys quit porn before because I made it high stakes on you. Go through any of the videos in the Annihilate Porn course. How many times do I tell you guys to quit porn in it and that you should never go back to it ever again? 0. How many guys have we helped quit porn? A lot. And I've never once told anyone to stop watching porn. Isn't that interesting? I've never, ever, ever told anybody to ever stop watching porn. And yet so many guys are. Why is that, David? Because I care more about their heart than their behavior. I care more about the person than the perfection. And I'm invested into that relationship. So if your brother wants to vape and you want to hang out and go for a drive, spend the time with him. Love him where he's at. Jesus was the most admired and wanted man, especially by the prostitutes and the tax collectors. He didn't get along with the Pharisees because they wanted image, clean up your act. And Jesus is like, I just want to know your heart. So it's going to be less preaching, less teaching, and more just living. But that's why I'd say, like, how could David love his life so much that other people would be drawn to it? Like, Jesus was the life of every party that he went to. Dude, he was a rabbi, and he was the life of every party. Come on, dude. You got to be on some type of good bender, to really bring something to add to a party when you're religious. You know what I mean? It's like, I want Mark to tell his friends, yo, we need David here, man. David always, he's safe. He lights it up. Like, he's always there. Because we have a God that's not afraid to journey and walk with people, which is why I think it's so profound that he came with skin on. That God in the flesh wrapped skin around himself. These are like our meat suits. We're spirit beings, like God. We're made in his image. This is temporary. But God was not afraid to come humble, come low, come needy, and go through an entire process called walking through life with people. Then he got the disciples when his ministry started, and he's like, I want people. I want relationship. So I would ask questions for yourself for the part within you that's really, really scared for him and feels like needy or codependent to have to try and fix and solve where he's at because it's making you uncomfortable. That's powerful right there. Again, not bad, not wrong. Did you do anything bad, wrong? No, absolutely not. You love your brother. But God sees things a little differently than we do. He's got a 10x vision. So he's got a better approach. And I'd love for you to feel at peace and safe and secure and knowing that your brother's going to be okay, you're going to be okay. God's actively pursuing him. But sometimes the best way you can care for others is by caring about yourself and taking care of you and cleaning house for you, and let that do the talking. Hopefully that helps or brings some encouragement
Thank
to you.
you. That is great. That is totally not what I was expecting, but exactly what I know I need. So thank you.
Yeah.